Hello, my fellow apostles of the Abyss. It is I, the Atrium Abyss, and as you can probably hear, I am a tad under the weather, so that's why it seems like such a lucky coincidence that this up-and-coming video, A Beast of the Tundra, is the featured cover. Nay, because in this battle, Mammal Swine is the MVP of it all. So enjoy the upcoming battle, and enjoy the trip into the Abyss. Leading off with my Polytoad, I secure my place as the Warlord. My opponent leads off his defensive Titan Deoxys D. His Titan, trying to give my team the D, sets up his Stealth Rocks to try and annihilate my team with every switch I make. As he unloaded his rocks on my field, my Polytoad smashes his Titan in the face with a huge loogie in the form of Hydro Pump. Fearing losing one of his defensive Titans so early in the match, my opponent makes the choice to switch into his Pringles Man, hoping that his extra absorbent mustache can take the Toad's mucus. Though I predicted it and switched to an appropriate counter for the matchup. Knowing that his other defensive Titan was in danger, he switches into his own Thunderous form, expecting to get a supercharge from the oh-so-predictable electric move on my part, but is confronted by a now more agile Thunderous with +2 speed. At this point, my opponent knows he's not facing a random battler, but a seasoned veteran, and he decides to go on the offensive and switches into his Mammoth, the Nightmares and Dental Pills to let his Snowy Cloak bounce off my Thunderous hitting powers. Deciding to salvage my Clouded Beast, I called him back, then my Pony of Justice to stand on the field and batter away the shards of ice hurled in my direction with his powerful horn of protection. Realizing that his Dental Nightmare was in danger, my opponent calls him back to bring in his Pringle Jello monster to dodge both my stabs, but alas, it was to no avail. My pony smashed the mustached invader with a powerful power of hidden variety. My Honey Pony once again smashes the Pringle Man in the face with an extra powerful balls of fire, dodging the man's toxic jism in the release afterwards to avoid dirtying his mane. Once again, my opponent switches out to a near-death wall to try to preserve it for a later fight, bringing his Steel Killer Scizor to take the grassy powers. Fully expecting a choice banded boosted U-turn, I decide not to play to my opponent's switching game and hit my foe's Steel Killer hard with a stab Hydro Pump. And although I didn't give the foe a leverage on the switch, I am nonetheless pinned in a hard spot, not wanting to risk any of my necessary Pokemon. I decided to let my pony take the hit for the team. I take the first casualty of war. The score is left 5 versus 6. Back in comes my foe's Rapist to stand once more against my team. I bring in my Mammal to drill the opponent's head with massive crashing pikes of ice, but I missed the KO, letting my foe shoot off a powerful Mind Blast that leaves my Icy Friend cracking and shaking. One more shower of ice takes down the Mindfucker, leaving us both down one Pokemon. The score is now 5 versus 5. The Pringle Master comes in once more to try to sponge the storm of ice as if it's nothing but a rain shower. Though narrowly missing the KO, the foe is left shaken from the monstrosity power that is Mammal Swine and is unable to strike back. A final spike is dropped, putting the Pringles Man out of business and out of his misery. The score is now 5 versus 4. Following the fall of his two great Titans of defense, the rest of his team stands ready to fight to try to take me down through sheer power, but my own defensive Juggernauts stand ready to stop them, as is with the case with my Swampert stopping the foe's steel hard punches cold. Deterred by my Swampert's defenses, the foe swiftly calls forth his drugged up fighter, Breloom, to see if his drug-enhanced body can withstand my Pert's watery strikes, only to find that to his horror that they cannot. However, his Shroomin fighter can beat my Pert with both speed and effectiveness, so I have my Pert tag out with my Clouded fighter, just so the Shrooman drag my fighter into La La Land. With my Genie sleeping in the clouds, both physically and metaphorically, I bring in my Star Shooter to combat the Doper, but to my dismay, the Dope Fiend powers up even more through some mystical drug-induced dance. Though boosted by both the dance and the drugs, my opponent realizes that he cannot touch my Team Star, and he tries to switch out to something that cannot combat it, only to have his dental monster take a heavy headbutt to the face. Left dazed and bloodied, the foe's pig is enraged by my little star and is thus a perfect target for a good switch. In his dizziness, the foe launches a powerful earthquake, only to miss my sleeping cloud man. And another spectacular switch on my part. My own Mamoswine's thick coat brushes off the foe's eye shards like bad lint. The foe isn't so lucky to be taken down by his own power enhancement tool. And down he goes, leaving the score at 5 versus 3. The opposition is quickly deteriorating as the foe brings in his steel killer once again, only to be completely walled by my muddy friend Swampert. The foe's steel punches land on cold nothing. Again, trying to rely on his drugged up fighter's failing body to sponge my watery attack, the dope fiend has his head taken clean off by my powerful superpower, leaving the score at 5 versus 2. Unwilling to see the rest of his team fall, my foe throws in the towel and bows before my skill. The end match is in my favor, and my gym stands victorious.